For about more than 2.5 million people of the world's population, coffee is the next best thing after fried ice cream. Literally. But beyond the sensational and almost intoxicating aroma, there's a hidden world of many shocking and surprising facts about coffee. Did you know that coffee is actually a fruit? A berry to be precise. Are you aware that drinking coffee regularly can help prolong your life? Or that the world's most expensive coffee is actually made from cat poop? I bet not. So, if you think you know all about your favorite beverage, then think again, because this video will uncover 10 shocking facts you didn't know about coffee. Number 10. Coffee predates the American Revolution. Let's kick things off with a little bit of history lesson. Did you know that coffee was sipped way before the American Revolution? While the Boston Tea Party was making headlines in 1773, coffee had already established itself as a popular beverage in the American colonies. In fact, coffee houses were the social hubs of the time, bustling with lively conversations and revolutionary ideas. It was often referred to as the Patriot's drink because it became a symbol of resistance against British tea taxes. As tea fell out of favor due to its British association, coffee gained even more popularity. Number 9. The legend of the goats. Now, let's expand a little more on the previous point and find out the true origin of coffee. If you believed it was discovered in Brazil, America, or Colombia, joke's on you. Coffee was in fact first discovered in Ethiopia. Legend has it that it was found by an American goat herder named Caldi. He noticed that his goats became very unusually energetic and active after nibbling on some red berries from a certain tree. He was curious to know what had caused his goats to become so suddenly full of life, and there was only one way to find out. He ate the cherries and exhibited the same characteristics. Caldi's curiosity didn't stop there. He shared his discovery with a local monastery, where the monks decided to experiment further. They brewed a concoction from the beans and created the world's first known cup of coffee. But little did they know that this humble brew would go on to become a global phenomenon, enjoyed by millions around the world. Number 8. Second most traded commodity in the world. Can you guess which commodity takes top spot? It's oil, of course, but coffee isn't far behind. In terms of economic impact and global trade, coffee ranks second. Yep, you heard that right. Coffee is right up there with the black gold. And it has a thriving international market that's worth billions. So, what makes coffee such a hot commodity in the world of trade? Well, it's a combination of factors. Firstly, coffee is a daily ritual for millions, if not billions, of people around the world. This consistent demand ensures a steady flow of business in the coffee industry. From your local coffee shop to multinational chains, there's a constant need for coffee beans. Secondly, coffee is grown in over 70 countries across the coffee belt, and each region has its own unique flavor profile. So, the next time you take a sip of your morning brew, remember that behind every bean, there's a story, a journey, and an entire industry that keeps the world buzzing. Number 7. Most popular beverage in the world. I bet you already guessed this. Coffee is regarded as one of the most traded products, but there's more. While tea, soda, and various other beverages jostle for attention, coffee reigns supreme, with over 2.25 billion cups consumed daily worldwide. What's behind this unparalleled popularity? Well, coffee seems to have found its way into the hearts and lives of people from all walks of life and corners of the globe. But what's the secret sauce behind coffee's world-conquering charm? It's not just about the caffeine, though that's certainly a big part of it. Coffee offers a wide range of flavors, from the bold and robust to the smooth and mellow. There's a coffee for every palate, whether you prefer it black, creamy, sweet, or spicy. Number 6. Espresso doesn't have more caffeine than regular coffee. Now, let's pour over a misconception that has baffled coffee lovers for ages. Many believe that a shot of espresso is the ultimate caffeine delivery system that puts regular coffee to shame. But here's the shocking truth. It's not. Espresso doesn't actually pack a higher caffeine punch than a standard cup of coffee. You see, it's all about the brewing method. Espresso is made by forcing hot water through finely ground coffee beans at high pressure, resulting in a concentrated shot of coffee goodness. On the other hand, when you brew a regular cup of coffee, you're using more coffee grounds and more water, which ultimately delivers more caffeine. So despite the intense flavor and the swift kick in the taste buds you get from an espresso, caffeine-wise, it's not the heavyweight champ you might have thought. Number 5. Instant coffee was invented during the Napoleon War. Ever wondered how instant coffee came to be? During the heat of the Napoleonic Wars in the early 19th century, there was a pressing need for a convenient and portable source of caffeine for soldiers on the front lines. This necessity gave birth to instant coffee, and in 1801, a Frenchman named Frederick Louis Gottlob Farber invented the first instant coffee. But it was still quite a lengthy process. However, the real breakthrough came in the late 19th century when another inventor, David Strang of Invercargill, New Zealand, developed a process to mass-produce instant coffee. Strang's method involves spraying coffee concentrate into a stream of hot air, instantly drying it into a fine powder. This innovation made instant coffee more accessible and affordable, paving the way for its widespread popularity. And today, instant coffee is a staple in many households around the world. Number 4. Most expensive coffee made from cat poop. Hold on to your coffee beans because we're about to venture into the wild and wacky world of Kopi Luwak, the most expensive coffee on the planet, which is made in quite an unusual way. In the lush Indonesian jungles, civet cats roam freely with a liking for coffee cherries. They eat the cherries whole, beans and all, and then the magic happens during their digestive process. Here's where it gets even more interesting, or disgusting. Inside the civet's stomach, enzymes and fermentation work their wonders, breaking down proteins in the beans and altering their composition. After passing through the digestive tract, the beans are excreted as, shall we say, processed coffee beans. These beans are collected from the civet's feces, thoroughly cleaned, and then roasted to create the luxurious coffee known as Kopi Luwak. You might be wondering who in their right mind would want to sip on coffee made from animal droppings. Well, some folks with adventurous palates and deep pockets are willing to pay a premium for this particular brew. The result? A coffee with a unique and mild flavor profile that is described as smooth, earthy, and less bitter than your regular cup of joe. Due to its unusual production process and limited availability, a pound of Kopi Luwak can cost hundreds of dollars, making it a true luxury. And let's face it, it's the most shocking coffee in the world. Number 3. Coffee can protect your liver. Gather around, coffee drinkers, here's one you'd love. Studies have shown that coffee consumption is associated with a reduced risk of various liver conditions. For instance, regular coffee drinkers have a lower risk of developing liver cirrhosis, a condition often associated with excessive alcohol consumption, but can also be caused by hepatitis and fatty liver disease. But wait, coffee can even be a shield against one of the most feared words in the medical dictionary: cancer. Liver cancer is a particularly nasty beast, but coffee seems to be a formidable opponent. How does coffee work its magic on the liver? Well, it's thought that the antioxidants in coffee, such as chlorogenic acid, play a role in reducing inflammation and preventing damage to liver cells. Additionally, coffee may help lower levels of certain liver enzymes that can indicate damage or inflammation in the liver. Now, before you start chugging pots of coffee, remember that moderation is key. Too much of a good thing can have adverse effects, so don't overdo it. Number 2, coffee was used as a form of currency. Intriguing, isn't it? The idea of using coffee beans as a form of currency might sound like something out of a quirky coffee-themed sci-fi movie, but it was a reality in certain parts of Africa. The story goes like this. In some regions, coffee beans were so highly prized that they were accepted as payment for goods and services. Imagine walking into a market, buying your groceries, and instead of handing over cash, you hand over a handful of coffee beans. The reason behind this practice was the value placed on coffee's role in daily life. Coffee wasn't just a beverage, it was an integral part of the culture, almost like a communal ritual. As a result, it became a symbol of hospitality and exchange. People traded coffee beans for everything from livestock to clothing, making them an essential part of the local economy. Number 1, coffee is harvested from a fruit. This has to be the most shocking fact about coffee. Yes, the very beverage you pour into your cup each morning starts its journey as a humble fruit. So, what makes a coffee cherry different from the fruit basket variety? The coffee cherry is more like a cherry tomato, with a vibrant red or deep purple skin that wraps around the coffee bean. In its early stages, the berry is green, but as it ripens, it transforms into a very eye-catching red color. But what truly distinguishes this berry is the journey it takes from tree to cup. Harvesters carefully pluck the ripest coffee cherries, often by hand, to ensure the finest quality beans. Then the cherries are peeled, fermented, dried, and hulled to reveal the green coffee beans. Then they make their way to a roaster, where the magic happens. Roasting the coffee beans makes it reach its full potential and develops its flavor and aroma. So, the next time you savor your morning cup, take a moment to appreciate the coffee's botanical journey and how it came to be.